Blog Talk Radio.
But we are making a stand, and we're waking everybody up that 9/11 was an inside job. And you are the minority. You are the cowards who don't know the truth. You're the people that serve this evil system. You're the people that serve a system that hurts innocent men, women, and children. Not just Iraqis, not just Afghans, not just Africans, but the people right here in this nation. You serve a new world order that attacks and feeds on you. And I'm here to tell you that you will be defeated. Your hours are numbered. We've got the energy. We've got the life force. All you've got is evil backing you up. All you've got is greed and liking to look at yourself in the mirror. Because deep down, the New World Order is a pot-bellied, chicken-neck ninny. And all the armor and all the weapons are nothing. You are nothing compared to good. You are nothing compared to life. And you will be defeated. I want the individuals out there, I want free humanity to turn themselves loose, to cut the chains loose, and to use the end of that chain to slap the New World Order right upside the head. You've got the power. You want to know who can defeat the New World Order? It is you. You're the individuals that are going to be able to defeat this system. You're the individuals that are going to be able to take down the New World Order. It doesn't matter if Ron Paul wins. It doesn't matter if they rig the election. What matters is that we're starting to stand up. We're starting to move. We're starting to find our legs. We're starting to build our muscles. We're starting to realize that we do have power, and we can work together, and we can take action, and that the naysayers are a pack of weak liars who have never had any successes in their life and who are upset and frustrated to see us beginning to have victories against tyranny. They don't have any respect for themselves. They don't have any vision, and they don't have any will. And they sure don't have any of the power that shines out of God's soul and energizes all life in the universe. They have wed themselves to death, and they will crumble, and they will fall, and for eternity we wed ourselves to life, and to everything good, and everything that flows from it.
What if the American people woke up and understood that the official reasons for going to war are almost always based on lies and promoted by war propaganda in order to serve special interests? What if we as a nation came to realize that the quest for empire eventually destroys all great nations? What if the American people learned the truth?
The FBI has foiled about 17 plots to kill Americans during the past 10 years. What it will not tell you is that there have been 20 foiled plots, and of them, 3 were interrupted by members of the public. The 17 that were interrupted by the feds were created by the feds. Why do we pay the government to trick us into believing it is keeping us safe? What if a government that manipulated us could be fired? What if a government that lacked the true and knowing consent of the governed could be dismissed? What if it were possible to have a real game changer? What if we need a Ron Paul to preserve and protect our freedoms from the government? What if we can make elections matter again? What if you could love your country but hate what the government has done to it? What if sometimes to love your country you had to alter or abolish the government? What if Jefferson was right? What if that government is best which governs least? What if I'm right? What if the government is wrong? What if it is dangerous to be right when the government is wrong? What if it is better to perish fighting for freedom than to live as a slave? What if freedom's greatest hour of danger is now?
It's critical that every citizen of this country rise up and do something, because the day of reckoning is at hand and time is running out.
Unless we do something, we're going to get the government that we deserve.
How did you let this happen? Wake up out there. it's your children. Don't you care? Look what these people are doing to you.
There are 200 million adults in this country. Why we are letting them get away with what they are, why we're not marching in the streets.
Do everything in your power to restore freedom and your individuality back to America. Stop being a country run by the institutions for the institutions. Let's go back to we the people, by the people, for the people.
We have to stop being scared. We have to stand up and do what's necessary to take back, to stop these bankers, these elite, this government full of lies, congressmen full of liars.
And the Federal Reserve. And the fractional banking system. And the Fed. Elect Ron Paul. And the war.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
Don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You, the people, have the power. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, let us all unite!
And if anybody wants to protest what we do or violate what we want, we just turn off their chip.
That's right, microchips. In 2005, Congress, under the pretense of immigration control and the so-called War on Terrorism, passed the REAL ID Act, under which it is projected by May 2008, you will be required to carry around a federal identification card, which includes on it a scannable barcode with your personal information. However, this barcode is only an intermediary step before the card is equipped with a VeriChip RFID tracking module, which will use radio frequencies to track your every move on the planet. If this sounds foreign to you, please note that the RFID tracking chip is already in all new American passports. And the final step is the implanted chip, which many people have already been manipulated into accepting under different pretenses.
We have a Florida family who are really pioneers of the brave new world. They have volunteered to be the first ever to have microchip identification devices implanted into their bodies.
After 9/11, I was really concerned with the security of my family.
I wouldn't mind having something planted permanently in my arm that would identify me.
In the end, everybody will be locked into a monitored control grid where every single action you perform is documented. And if you get out of line, they can just turn off your chip, for at that point in time, every single aspect of society will revolve around interactions with the chips. This is the picture that is painted for the future if you open your eyes to see it. A centralized one-world economy where everyone's moves and everyone's transactions are tracked and monitored, all rights removed. The most incredible aspect of all, these totalitarian elements will not be forced upon the people. The people will demand them. For the social manipulation of society through the generation of fear and division has completely detached humans from their sense of power and reality. A process which has been going on for centuries, if not millennia. Religion, patriotism, race, wealth, class, and every other form of arbitrary, separatist identification and thus conceit has served to create a controlled population, utterly malleable in the hands of the few. Divide and conquer is the motto, and as long as people continue to see themselves as separate from everything else, they lend themselves to being completely enslaved. The men behind the curtain know this, and they also know that if people ever realize the truth of their relationship to nature and the truth of their personal power, the entire manufactured zeitgeist they prey upon will collapse like a house of cards.
The whole system that we live in drills into us that we're powerless, that we're weak, that our society is evil, that it's fragmented, etc., and so forth. It's all a big, fat lie. We are powerful, beautiful, extraordinary. There is no reason why we cannot understand who we truly are, where we are going. There is no reason why the average individual cannot be fully empowered. We are incredibly powerful beings.
You know, I think I spent 30 years of my life, in the first 30, trying to become something. I wanted to become good at things. I wanted to become good at tennis. I wanted to become good at school and grades and everything I kind of viewed in that perspective. I'm not okay the way I am, but if I got good at things, you realize that I had the game wrong. The game was to find out what I already was.
Culture, we've been trained for individual differences to stand out. So you look at each person, the immediate hit is brighter, dumber, older, younger, richer, poorer, and we make all these dimensional distinctions, put them in categories and treat them that way. And we get so that we only see others as separate from ourselves in the ways in which they're separate. And one of the dramatic characteristics of experience is being with another person and suddenly seeing the ways in which they are like you, not different from you, and experiencing the fact that which is essence in you and which is essence in me is indeed one. The understanding that there is no other. It is all one. And I wasn't born Richard Alpert. I was just born as a human being, and then I learned this whole business of who I am and whether I'm good or bad or achieving or not, all that's learned along the way.
The old appeals to racial, sexual, religious chauvinism, to rabid nationalist fervor are beginning not to work. A new consciousness is developing which sees the earth as a single organism and recognizes that an organism at war with itself is doomed.
Bill Hicks used to finish his shows with this. Life's like a ride in an amusement park. And when you go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored. And it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid ever, because this is just a ride. And we kill those people. Shut him up, I've got a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up! Look at my furrows of worry. Look at my big bank account and my family. This has to be real. It's just a ride. But we'll kill those good guys who try and tell us that. You ever notice that? And let the demons run amok? But it doesn't matter, because it's just a ride, and we can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings of money. Just a choice right now between fear and love.
Hi, my name is Joseph Gibson. How you doing tonight? On Blog Talk Radio Live. We're on unedited, unscreened. There's no program script. It's all 100% live, so whoever calls in, those calls are not screened. They say what they wish. I mean, of course, I have a mute button where I could just turn somebody off if I had to, because if they became belligerent or started talking about nonsense, of course, I can shut them down. But Other than that, we are live, and like I said, I don't screen anybody because what you want to talk about is just as important to me and everyone else, I'm sure. But you have to remember when you talk about something, or if you have an issue you want to press upon, you have to understand that your opinion is not a fact. It's not a factual truth that we all must obey and live around and about today in society. Okay? Unless you're trying to, talk about something that is true. But you see, we live in a society today that is so opinionated that they actually believe their opinions are the way it's supposed to be. Okay? Now, we all know there's always a positive and a negative. Always. Throughout planet Earth, no matter what you do in life, there's a positive, there's a negative to everything. There's a good and bad. There's a light and there's a darkness. Okay? All you have to do is open your eyes, you can see that. So there's always two sides to each story. But we're here today on this show to understand the times in which we live in today. That's the title of this show. I know we had a little layoff there for a couple weeks. I have been sick. My entire family is sick. So I know I've been bombarded with emails talking about where's the show. I'm very disappointed. I look forward to it. And the people who emailed me, they're not on the here tonight. And what could they possibly be doing? I wonder. So obviously, this is why I don't really like to give in to people who send me messages saying, hey, we were waiting for your show to come on, and I got to bend over backwards and sacrifice my health, my happiness, and what's going on in my mind to please those who say, we were looking forward to listening to you. Well, I appeased everybody and told them I'll do a show on Wednesday. Obviously, I don't want to do one tomorrow because it's Christmas Eve. So I said, I'll do one for you on Wednesday. I posted it on Facebook, I posted it on Twitter, and I posted it on Blog Talk 2 days ago. So everyone had plenty of time to look it up. Okay? So I don't know what else to tell you. If you don't want to listen to the damn show, don't listen then. There's plenty of people out there who will eventually down the road. I have things I have to. It's the holiday season. It's madness. We have here in North Carolina, one day it's 85 degrees and I'm walking around with shorts and a tank top. And then the other day I'm walking around with a hat and a winter coat because it's 29 degrees. This takes an effect on your body. Okay? Your body gets confused for getting sick, which has happened in my family. My son, my youngest son, who was just born 2 months ago, has a respiratory infection. Every 4 hours, he has to have a mask on his face now to breathe on a machine. I'm sorry if I interrupted your dinner last week because you wanted to listen to my show and I wasn't here. I'm sorry, you fat fucks. Okay? How's that one for you? Don't tune in no more. I interrupted your dinner, sending me messages. I was going to go out to dinner. I wanted to listen to your show. I'm not happy right now. You don't need to go out to dinner anyway. Keep your ass at home. Get me going. You piss me off and see what happens. I don't care. There's plenty of people, like I said, that will listen to this show. Come on to this show. But don't disrespect me and my family. If there's not going to be a show for 30 days, so what? I don't care. If my 2-month-old son is sick, too goddamn bad for you and your dinner. How's that sound? Disgusting people. All people care about today is themselves and their fat face. What they could shove in it and all the money they could steal from their relatives and their family. That's all people care about. Me, 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 me. Didn't you ever think to ask what's going on? Why aren't you on the air? Instead of posting something on a social network where everyone sees it? Disgusting. I tell you. Some nerve some people have. Some nerve. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. And where are they tonight? They're not listening. They're not listening. They were so worried about me not doing a show this week, they're not even listening tonight. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. You know, and that's the problem with every American today in America. Not the Mexicans, because they all stick together. Not the Indians who come over here, because they all stick together, and we've addressed this in the past. The Asians, they all stick together. They'll all live in one house and pay the bills and pay it off, and they'll succeed. They'll all have a store. They'll all work there, and not one of them are going to steal from one another. Oh, but Americans? Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. You can't live 200 miles away from your family member without him trying to still steal from you. You should be ashamed. Ashamed of yourselves. Yeah, send me your emails with your hate mail. Yeah, whatever. I'm a wannabe, Howard Stern wannabe, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. I don't talk about pornography and sex, so you're an asshole too. How's that sound? Okay? Sending me emails. I don't know what I'm talking about. Why should we listen to you about the New World Order? Well, don't listen then. I don't care. Why are you listening? You must be listening for a reason then, because you're sending me an email telling me you're listening. You know? People are so ignorant, stupid. It's unbelievable. You know what? I think America deserves what it gets. You got your Obama, and you're going to get your Hillary Clinton next. And she's going to finish it off for you. Oh, there's a lot of good people out there. Yeah, oh, yeah, there's a lot of good people out there still who do know what I know. And they understand what's going on. They understand. And people like that, like me, are sick and tired of having to suffer because of you fat asses out there who won't get off your ass and do anything to help yourself. We're sick and tired of it. All you do is want. You complain and cry about nothing. It's disgusting. We're sick and tired of it. You know, I have a family and friends night on here on this show a couple times. Yeah, we get a few family members that contribute. But if we actually got all my family members to contribute, we would blow the phone lines off the hook. But you know what? They're on Facebook taking pictures of themselves. Look at me. Look at me. Wow. Yeah. You know? But yet, here they are over at the grandparents' house. Can I borrow $20? I need $100. I need this. They always want, and they never give. Never give nothing. So like I said, don't come on to my Facebook page or my email telling me you're disappointed because I didn't have a show. You should message me and ask me what the hell's going on. Like I said, my 2-month-old son's in there sucking on a gas mask, an air mask, so he can breathe, and you're worried about your dinner on Tuesday night? Worried about your dinner, going out to dinner. Poor you. Don't worry about what. Like I said, I got a phone. Call me. You all know my number out there. You know my number. Call me. Disgusting. I'm telling you, I am disgusted. And this is the things we've addressed all through every show I've had. You know, even on Family and Friends Night. You know, we all can talk, but we never walk the walk. You know? And I don't think anyone is ever really 100% honest anymore. Hey, look, I lie. I'm not going to lie to you right now. I lie. I tell lies. But you know what? At least I try to do the right thing. Many of you out there don't even try. That's what's pitiful and disgusting. And like I told you, the Asians come over here to America, they laugh at us. They do. I worked for Asian people. They told me. We laugh at you Americans. We come over here, we make all kinds of money, and we go back. Rich. Because you Americans are so lazy. You're so lazy. You're disgusting. True. America is only a superpower because of World War II. Because we went over to Germany and stole all the scientific information that Hitler and the Nazi Party had gained and worked for. Now, I don't support the Nazis. No, I do not. I do not support their belief system, so don't get that idea into your head. However, fact is fact, and the Germans were very, very smart. Their science levels of knowledge were above all in the world, and the entire world feared Hitler. They feared him. They put him in power by accident. He flipped on them. So they said, whoa! And they almost lost a world war because he was so smart. But when the war was over, America was able to make a deal with the Soviet Union. Now, of course, the Soviet Union got East Germany, I'm sorry. Okay? And, no, I'm sorry, I screwed up there. That's West Germany. East Germany is on the American side. West was on the other side. Okay? And that's irrelevant anyway. However, they took the land. America took all the scientists and the top generals of the Nazi Party. Okay? And we were able to develop the atomic bomb and nuclear weapons and have so much scientific technology because as years advanced, we were able to abstract that information that they were so much more ahead of their time during that time, and now America is so smart and great because of our technology. That's true. That's true. And the people during the World War II era were very good people in America. They were hardworking, and they would die for their country. Today, they wouldn't die for a cupcake. All right? They're disgusting people today out there in society. They're rude, arrogant, and disgusting and disrespectful. Everything you do out there today, nobody really has any type of knowledge or understanding or polite or any type of giving. Now listen, when I say that, I'm not saying every single person. I'm saying we're dealing with as a majority of society. Just open your eyes, take a drive down your local city, street, or your inner city, and you will see it for yourself. Don't make excuses. Open your eyes, and you will see it for yourself. You may see it within your own life. I know I have. Will lie to you and swear they didn't. It's terrible. It's terrible. But let's go back to a show we did with Peter Ventura. Is the Bible fake? Was the Bible only written by man? Because I'm telling you right now, as I read that Bible, the things in that Bible today are coming true right before my very eyes. You can deny it all you want and make excuses and try to deny it. However, the fact remains, the prophecies foretold for 2,000 years ago are coming true today. And we are, as Christians and as Americans, allowing it to happen. And when America finally is over, because nowhere in the Bible is America prophesied. You should know that, by the way. Okay, America is not prophesied in the Bible at all. So America is here now. It's going to be gone soon before the end comes. So get ready for America to enter into a civil war and be destroyed. I don't know when it's going to happen. Is it going to happen next year? I don't know. But we sure see what is happening today and every day in our streets. We sure see what's happening within ourselves, our friends, the people we make contact with. We sure see it, don't we? We can't trust anybody anymore. You can't. It's terrible. It's terrible. You know, I sit back and, you make friends with somebody, and what do? They turn around and cut you off in a second. They don't care. Nobody cares unless it concerns them directly. And it's sad. It really is. It's sad. It's disgusting. And people should try to wake up. Wake up. I go on YouTube and I comment on these videos to try to get listeners, and a lot of people challenge me, but they never come forward because they're scared. They're cowards. I have had in the last few weeks when we did do shows, the show was growing, I will admit that. And we had people calling in or in the chat rooms and typing, because that's what I do. I try to entice people to listen to the show. And I count on the supporters to support the show, and whether or not I'm here or not. But see, where are they tonight? I did this show for my supporters. They're not here. They're not here tonight. I'll tell you that right now. The people who are listening, they're not here. Okay? Otherwise, I would not have done a show tonight. I could care less. I'd rather do it after the first of the year and all the nonsense settles down and my family gets back to healthy, I get back to being healthy. I'd rather do it like that. But I'm seeing these emails I'm getting. Where are you? Whoa. Why aren't you doing a show? And I told you this earlier. I had to cancel dinner plans. Well, good. You didn't need to eat anyway. Stay home. Cook dinner. You need to go out to dinner anyway. So what the hell are you going out to eat for? Ridiculous. But anyway, that's, I just wanted to sound off about that because people do not know every individual situation. So before you cast judgment or you put something out in the open for everyone else to see, you need to, like what I say in the opening, this reflects to what I said because I wanted to have a good introduction. And, I don't write this down or plan it. It's kind of off the wall when I try to go with what I say. But it all reflects back to what I said in the beginning. Don't make your opinions the factual foundations into the way we should be living today. Just because you believe something to be true and you have no proof of it, but you believe it to be true, does not mean it is actually true. Okay? And that was my point from the very beginning. Do not believe that your thoughts and opinions are the way everyone else should think. Because if you actually knew the truth, you say, oh, wow, ooh, wow, ooh. Yeah, keep your mouth shut. You want to talk amongst yourself, behind the walls, behind closed doors, that's fine. But don't come out into the world and go onto a social media page where thousands of people see it and make a comment that you have no factual foundations to. You don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, all right, I was able to talk here for a little while. That's good. And if anyone wants to contribute tonight, you need to do it. Otherwise, I will wrap up the show. The phone number is 657. This blog talk, too. And I agree with some of my supporters. They bombard you with ads and nonsense. I've got about 13 ads in front of my studio page. And I'm trying to close them out, and they won't close. As soon as I close it, it pops back up again with another one. And I believe I'm going to address that, too, because this Blog Talk Radio needs to stop bombarding the listeners of this show and all other shows with non-essential ads, because nobody watches them anyway. Nobody cares. If I'm going to tune on the Blog Talk Radio, I'm tuning in to listen to a show, not watch about an iPad. Okay? Plus, it screws your computer up. All right, I got one person that wants to check in. I think there's this area code 203, so that'll be Meriden, Connecticut. Go ahead, Meriden. How you doing?
Of course, it's Meriden. Who else would it be? I've already complained to Blog Talk, and they're going to reply to you with some politically correct email wanting you to spend hours researching the problem and get back to them. I hate going to the Blog Talk page. You can't even type in the chat. It's filled with Pinterest and Facebook and pop-up ads, and crap doesn't work. I got a quad-core 3.2 gigahertz processor here, and I keep it clean, and it runs to like the top. I clean the registry and everything, and you know what? It just loads everything down to where nothing friggin' works.
Yeah. Well, what my point was, though, I was trying to make is that usually we broadcast on Thursdays, but Thursday's Christmas Eve. Come on. How am I going to do a show on Christmas Eve, right?
Well, I guess you told everybody, huh? But you know what the problem is? You said it in the latter part. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Right.
Nobody cares about anything.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
I got no rabbits under my hat, and I don't have any pigeons up my sleeve. So whatever I say is the God's honest truth, and everybody has to believe it for a fact because I'm saying it, and that's the way it is. And if nobody likes what I have to say, hang up.
That's right. And that's what I put out there today. And I told you, to try to embarrass me in front of other people saying, hey, I had dinner plans, or other people saying, where were you? When hey, if there's no show scheduled when you wake up in the morning, or if you're looking forward to it so bad and there's no show, guess there's going to be no show, right? That's what because I can't put it up an hour before I'm going to do it. If they won't let me. I have to do it 24 hours prior. So,
I would say at least a day or two in advance. People do have lives too, and you know what? They're not going to spend their lives checking like we just talked about, the Blog Talk page or whatever that you can't get to anyway.
Yeah, true. That's true.
It's all loaded full of crap. It literally is. As a matter of fact, the whole web is full of crap. You can't even go search for anything because if you click on anything, an ad's going to pop up.
That's true. That's true. And you know what? And look, their studio is so screwed up too. I mean, I went to the other one there that we talked about. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, so I better not, because that's their competition. But I went to the other site, and I think they're just as confusing, to be honest with you. I have an account there, by the way.
Well, I don't know how the I guess broadcasters panel looks there, but I've been doing that for a friggin' decade, and you know what? It seems to work for everybody. The only problem with that site is the audio quality is somewhat lower, but yours isn't nowhere near good anyway, so it would probably be the same. But
yeah,
the thing
true.
is, everything's archived right in front of you there, and you just give out a number or whatever. But the thing is they do charge you by the minute when you call in on some phone plans.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And I know that's why a lot of people won't call into the show. They're scared they're going to get billed because listen, I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina, and they're broadcasting on a radio station out in California. And if people want to call in, they're going to get charged a long-distance call sometimes, you know, and so that's what scares people. And some people say they click on the link and they can't actually log on to it.
Well, that's the way it goes, you know. Some older people, you know, they're not up on this, and even the ones in the 40s who have never been accustomed to computers, whatever, they get involved in this nonsense, and you know what? It's just overwhelming for them.
Oh, it's overwhelming for everybody, except for, you know, and you know what? These young little teeny boppers that are running around with smartphones and everything, they only want to text message each other. They don't give a crap about the technology or what we can actually do with it. They just want to talk to their girlfriend or boyfriend, you know?
Right. You're absolutely right. You were talking about somebody fearing the Nazis and everything. Well, you know, everybody feared Lincoln, too, because Lincoln was a dictator, you know, during the Civil War and everything. Right, you know, and like I mentioned this, you know, a number of months ago, all Obama has to do is invoke his executive order and postpone the elections because the country is in chaos, and we're going to postpone the elections for a few months, and you know what? There's nothing you're going to do about it. Nobody cares. Look who they voted for. They voted him in. Do you think they're going to do anything else in America? Nothing is going to happen. Those people are going to come over here with those 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition that the government got stored, and they're going to take you out. That's
right. And you know what? Someone asked me the other day, is the New World Order true? I said, well, let me ask you this then. You know, I didn't say this. I posted it up someplace. If you don't know what happened yesterday, how could you understand what is happening today? And you sure as hell can't plan for tomorrow. So you need to find out what the heck's going on.
That's the truth, and I just mentioned 1.6 billion, and that's just a number for people because most people don't know the number between 1.6 billion and 1.6. They don't know the difference. They really don't. They don't know the difference, and they couldn't tell you what the difference is. But 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition is enough to shoot every single American in the United States of America 6 times.
No, yeah, no, you know, and like I said, you know, I don't mean to try to call people out, and I didn't mention any names tonight, but they know who they are, and if they take offense to that, too damn bad. But you know what I'm trying to say is, you know, here it is. It's December 23rd at 6:40 p.m. on the East Coast. Where could you possibly be if you were so interested in my show last week? Where could you be? You don't work, you know. I mean, so where are you?
You know, people have plans, and they don't want to get them interrupted. And you know, you did start off doing it a day or two a week, and then you went to 7 days a week. Then you dropped down to 4 days a week. Then you went to 2 days a week, and then it went to no. I'm telling you, people just can't figure it out.
Yeah, I agree. And after the first of the year, what I did tell you when I did my introduction, it's going to be back to the way we were doing it. 2 days a week. It's going to be Thursdays and Sundays. Those are the 2 days. If you want a bonus show during the week, then I'll throw it in.
So I told you to do originally. It's too much every day of the week. It's far too much.
Oh, yeah, I was broadcasting 7 days a week. You're right.
Yeah, and you were peeing and moaning about people going out. Well, you're right. Every couple of weeks I had a free steak dinner, and I gave that up.
Well, anyway, yeah. All right, well, you got anything else you want to say? Because I don't have any other calls on the line. And really, the chat room's only got a few people in it, so Tell me what you want to say. If not,
I'm getting real tired of these people just sucking the life. Well, I can't say everybody, so I'll say me, because that's what's happening. It's some people just suck the life out of you. You talk to them in person, and there is no logic to their thought or their response whatsoever at all. There just isn't any. And you can't make any sense to them because they won't even let you get a word out to talk to them.
That is perfect, and that is one of the subjects that I wanted to address tonight, and you just hit the nail on the head. You're absolutely correct. You make friends with someone, you know people that are in your family, and you talk to them, and they just don't get it. There's no logic, you know? I just don't understand it.
It goes a lot deeper than that as well. I mean, it's not only making friends. It's give your life, give your savings, give your time, and just gone. And you never help me. You never help me.
Yeah. You know, what have you done for me today? That's the attitude of people. You know, what have you done for me today? Well, don't you remember what I did for you last week? What did you do last week? They don't remember. They don't remember what happened yesterday. So, you know,
exactly.
It's disgusting. You know, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
I was talking about planning a little bit, and I don't want to broadcast what I said or anything, but I was talking about planning. For instance, we'll use this for instance. You know, if you have one set of car keys, I mean, logic will tell you if you have one set of car keys, you're going to lose them someday. And you're not going to be able to use your vehicle. Logic would tell you.
Or you may lose them. You're right. And what do you do if you do? Yeah.
Right. You know, right. So you know what? Let's plan for that today somehow. So you know what? Because when that situation arises, you're not in turmoil. But you know what? Some people just can't comprehend that. Now that they hear it, they could probably say, "Oh no, I know what you're talking about." Yeah, because I just told you. But you know what? As soon as I stop talking, you're going to forget about it.
Yeah. You know, and that's right. And you offer your hand out to help people, and what do? They bite it off. You know, they take what they can get and run. You know,
pretty much.
I just don't. I mean, you know, I just don't understand it. I mean, yeah, there is still good people out there, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's getting harder and harder to try to find them.
Well, there's a lot of good people out there, right? We're not talking in absolutes here, and it's all in generalities. And right, and you know, one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. That's another way of saying it. So you know, when you get a couple bad ones coming around, the rest of the ones, you know, you really don't want to put up with them because you know what, you just had enough from those bad ones already to make up the week.
Well, I'm still at a point in my life where I give everyone a chance, no matter what. You know, and I like to give everyone a chance, and I'll help anyone out, and I'll do anything I can for somebody. But when there's argumentiveness in them, or there's some sort of like pain that they felt years ago that they just can't get over, and or whatever it be, or they have a hidden agenda that they're hiding from you, you know, there's just no helping that person. There's just none.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. You don't argue with anybody. Because it's not going to get you anywhere. And to make my point, last week when he says, "Where's your proof?" and I said, "I don't work for free," and what he could have came back with some answer and said, "Well, I don't have any money. I'm just looking for the information. Maybe we can contact each other off of here and go over it." But everyone wants instant gratification. They don't care what anybody.
Instead, he hung up. Instead, he hung up.
They want instant gratification, and they're willing to argue with you about everything until day's end, but they won't go out and search the truth.
That's true. And what did I tell you earlier? If you don't know what happened yesterday, how could you understand what the hell's going on today? And you sure as hell can't plan for tomorrow or the next day. So guess what? We're walking around like lost zombies, you know?
That's true, but you have to remember, too, some people's lives are chock full as it is, and they don't have time to even get on this call because their lives are just full. Granted, it's mostly nonsense and everything, but that's what makes the world go round.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's what makes people tick. You're right, but I don't want them ticking anywhere around me because they're a ticking time bomb.
Well, most people are just a ticking time bomb waiting to blow up, and it's basically the pharmaceuticals and the drugs that are doing it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
They're finding out now that high cholesterol isn't bad at all for you. As a matter of fact, what's worse for you than high cholesterol is your doctor's cholesterol-lowering drugs that'll actually kill you.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Right.
Well, we can get into that during another show where I want to schedule something where I can get a doctor on here. Like I said, I have been lazy and not try. I did try for a while there getting a few guests, and I did get a few on. But I'll get back out there after the holiday nonsense is over and try to get some special guests on here where we can talk about stuff like that. These natural, organic, herbal people who believe in stuff like that. And I want to get into other issues also, like I told you. So in the past,
I could probably get somebody to come on your show and talk about it. They're right from your area as well, although they are having legal battles now because they're telling the truth, and they don't have deep pockets. So they may be a little bit gun shy right now.
There's a platform where they can reach out and ask people to donate and help them.
Well, they don't ask for donations because when you ask for donations, then they make yourself a little. Look at what Trump's doing. See, he's not obligated to anybody. He's not obligated to, and all these other ones up there. I told you before. Chelsea Clinton got a job. I believe it was $600,000 she got for 3 months worth of work, if she even did any work. Right. You know what that is? That's a payoff for something.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely correct.
Right, but if you're going to get a doctor on here, I'd love to hear your doctor talk and everything too, and then I'd also like to get someone else to tell you the pros and cons of what he's talking about, so we get both sides of it. Because as you know, and as I've said many times, man thinks we're so smart. Mankind, we are so smart. We know jack crap. Jack shit and give a shit. That's his brother. Yeah, and his sister is piece of shit.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We don't know anything of what there is to know.
You're right. All right, well, Joe, go ahead. We did an hour or close to an hour because after my closing, it'll be an hour. That's good. At least we got an hour in tonight. The next show will be next week because we got Christmas coming up. So we'll probably broadcast on Sunday. Let's see. What do we got here? What do we got coming? Today's the 23rd. Tomorrow's Thursday, 25th, 26th. We may do one on Sunday. I will put the post up, those of you that are listening, 2 days prior to the show broadcasting at all times. Okay? If you look and there's no show scheduled for Sunday on Saturday, guess what? There's no show. So that is very simple and explanational, what I just told you.
I just want to make one thing clear about what I said a minute ago about those names I was talking about, those German names, jack shit, SCHITT. I don't want anyone to think I was swearing there, No,
you're not swearing, and you do have a lot of leeway on Blog Talk Radio. But anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Those are real German names. Those are real German names. Right, and the little kid they got there is called Dipshit.
Yeah, all right, well, that's good. But anyway, Actually, the studio's locked up. Actually, the studio's actually locked up right now. I don't even think I can close out. That's how screwed up this nonsense is, because they're bombarding me with commercials and ads, and I have no way to wrap it up.
They probably got your IP address now, and they're hitting you so hard you can't do anything.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but I'll tell you right now, and the screen just went blank.
Yeah.
That's my studio. At least we got the show in, right?
That's
all right,
what
listen,
you do.
I got to wrap it up. I'm going to clear. All right, good night, everybody. Thank you. Tune in for the next show.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas. The first reports say that President Kennedy has been seriously wounded by this shooting.
It is a big idea, a new world order.
It was almost as if it were a planned implosion. It just pancaked.
Either you are with us
or you are with the terrorists.
But I also believe that a lot of gun owners would agree that AK-47s belong in the hands of soldiers, not in the hands of criminals.
I appeared before the Congressional Committee to tell what I knew of activities which might lead to an attempt to set up a fascist dictatorship.
The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
President Bush signed a formal agreement that will end the United States as we know it, and he took the step without approval from either the U.S. Congress or the people of the United States.
The secret organizations of the world power elite are no longer secret.
It's known as the Bilderberg Group. Could their objective be world domination?
I'm Jim Tucker. I've chased Bilderberg for 30 years. I'll never give up the chase. Bilderberg's plan for the whole world is nothing less than world government.
I'm not comfortable with that at all. Who elected these guys to run the planet?
They are the elitists. They feel they should run the world for their own selfish interests.
Now we can see a new world coming into view. A world in which there is the very real prospect of a new world order.
Bilderberg is making great progress toward a world government, and only an educated, informed public can stop them in their tracks.
David Rockefeller admits in his own memoirs that he wants to destroy the United States. He's a traitor!
It's good to be back at the Council on Foreign Relations. As Pete mentioned, I've been a member for a long time and was actually a director for some period of time. I never mentioned that when I was campaigning for re-election back home in Wyoming.
Let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories.
I need you to move off the property, please.
Some shots were fired. I'm muted.
There's Bilderbergers right there.
The Trans-Texas Corridor is a vital part because we stop it here in Texas. We stop the new world order right here in Texas.
This thing started here. And to save this country, we kill this damn thing.
Renewed hostile actions against United States ships on the high seas and the Gulf of Tonkin have today required me to order the military forces of the United States to take action in reply.
Dr. Martin Luther King, the apostle of nonviolence in the civil rights movement, has been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee.
Senator Kennedy has been shot. Is that possible? He still has the gun. The gun is pointed at me right at this moment. Take a hold of his thumb and break it if you have to. We were we had an explosion and we are defended immediately. Let's try our best.
People calling themselves members of the Weather Underground last night planted bombs in federal office buildings in Washington and Oakland, California.
They took the babies out of incubators and left the children to die on the cold floor.
Survivors of the USS Liberty are demanding a congressional investigation into what happened and acknowledgement that the Israeli Air Force bombed a U.S. intelligence Navy ship.
The death of bin Laden marks the most significant achievement to date in our nation's effort to defeat al-Qaeda.
The Taliban is taking responsibility for shooting down a U.S. helicopter. More than 30 people were killed, and there are reports this morning that most of them are U.S. Navy SEALs.
There may be a false flag incident where some ship goes down and be used for the excuse to accelerate the next war.
If there's one thing that has unified Democrats and Republicans, and everybody in between, is that we all hated the bank bailout.
the Department of Homeland Security is apparently on a huge ammo buying spree.
It comes out to like 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition.
Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people.
They estimated that they would have to eliminate 25 million people in these re-education centers. And when I say eliminate, I mean kill.
I'm here to warn people. You keep telling me to shut up. This isn't a game.
From the front lines of the information war,